If you call yourself a serious collector, there are 10 rifles you absolutely must own. Not because they're trendy, not because everyone's buying them, but without these, your collection will never be complete. From American innovation to Cold War legends, these are the firearms that define what it means to be a collector in 2025. And number 1, it's the rifle that separates casual owners from true connoisseurs. Hit that subscribe button right now and tap that like button because this is the blueprint every serious collection needs. Let's begin. Number 10. Savage Model 110. When Savage Arms introduced this rifle in 1958, they did something radical. They made precision affordable. While European gunsmiths charged fortunes for hand-lapped accuracy, Savage engineered a barrel nut system that delivered sub-MOA groups without the custom price tag. This wasn't just a rifle, it was a revolution wrapped in walnut and blued steel. Chambered in everything from .243 Winchester to .338 Winchester Magnum, the Model 110 featured innovations that left competitors scrambling. The legendary AccuTrigger, introduced decades later, only cemented what shooters already knew. Savage built rifles that outperformed their price tags. The barrel nut system meant anyone could swap barrels at home. The AccuTrigger broke cleanly without creep, and when other factories charged double for custom-grade accuracy, Savage delivered it straight from the box. Available in more calibers than most shooters could name, there was always a Model 110 configuration that fit your needs perfectly. You're looking at $600 to $900 for those desirable early walnut-stocked models. Rare calibers or special editions can push $1,000 to $1,500. Modern production averages $400 to $700, making them accessible entry points. The rifle that proved precision doesn't require a European pedigree. Every collection needs the gun that democratizes accuracy. Number 9. Remington 700 BDL. In 1962, Remington created what would become the most copied bolt-action rifle in history. The Model 700 BDL wasn't just another hunting rifle, it was the foundation upon which modern precision shooting was built. With its hinged floor plate, skip-line checkering, and mirror-like finish, the BDL represented the pinnacle of American production gunmaking. But here's what separates collectors from casual shooters. Pre-1980s examples were built differently. Hand-lapped barrels that only got better with age. Tighter tolerances measured by craftsmen, not computers. Higher-grade wood is selected by human eyes that recognize beauty. These rifles became the civilian siblings to M24 and M40 military sniper systems, a heritage that speaks volumes about their capabilities. The cylindrical receiver provided consistent bedding. The trigger, when adjusted by a skilled gunsmith, broke like glass at a frozen lake's edge, and that hammer-forged barrel delivered accuracy that custom builders struggled to beat. This wasn't just a hunting rifle, it was the template every serious precision rifle would follow. Standard pre-1980s BDL models run $800 to $1,200, depending on condition. Rare calibers like .264, Winchester Magnum, or .280, Remington fetch $1,200 to $1,800. Pre-1964 production examples command $1,500 to $2,500 or more, and they're worth every penny. The rifle that defined what bolt-action accuracy could be. Your collection isn't complete without one. Number 8. M1 Garand. General George S. Patton didn't mince words when he called this the greatest battle implement ever devised, and he had every right to make that claim. When Nazi Germany and Imperial Japan armed their soldiers with bolt-action rifles requiring manual cycling between shots, American infantry carried semi-automatic firepower that changed warfare forever. Adopted in 1936 and chambered in .30-06 Springfield, the M1, Garand gave American soldiers an edge that couldn't be measured in mere specifications. While enemies worked bolts between shots, U.S. infantry delivered accurate semi-automatic fire that kept heads down and battles won. John Garand's gas-operated design functioned flawlessly whether caked in North African desert sand or frozen solid in Belgian winter. At 9.5 pounds with a 24-inch barrel, it's substantial. But hold, one feels that balance. The woodstock settles into your shoulder naturally. The two-stage military trigger breaks predictably around 6 pounds, and when that 8th round ejects with its signature ping, you're not just holding an airful, you're holding living history. Civilian Marksmanship Program. Field grade runs $650 to $850 when available. Service grade averages $850 to $1,200. Collector grade Winchester or early Springfield Armory examples hit $1,500 to $3,000. Rare sniper variants or documented national match rifles can exceed $30,000 at specialized auctions. A collection without an M1 Garand is a collection without a soul. This one's absolutely non-negotiable. Number 7. Ruger Number 1. In 1967, while the firearms world obsessed over magazine capacity and rapid-fire capability, Bill Ruger made a bold statement. Sometimes one shot is all you need. The Ruger Number 1 revival of the single-shot falling block rifle wasn't nostalgia. It was philosophy. One rifle, one cartridge, one moment of perfect truth. This isn't a compromise rifle. It's available in calibers from the diminutive .22 Hornet, suitable for varmints, to the bone-crushing .458 Winchester Magnum built for Cape Buffalo. Each variant, whether one A Light Sporter, 1B Standard, 1H Tropical, 1S Medium Sporter, 1V Varmint, or RSI International, is purpose-built for specific hunting or shooting disciplines. Hand-checkered American walnut meets precision-forged steel in a union of form and function. Here's what separates the number 1 from repeating rifles: pure accuracy. Without a magazine box disrupting barrel harmonics, without action-length constraints forcing compromise, the number 1's fully supported barrel from breech to crown delivers precision that makes repeaters jealous. With quality match-grade ammunition, sub-MOA groups aren't a lofty goal. They're the expected standard. The single-shot platform forces discipline. You don't have follow-up shots in the magazine. You don't spray and pray. You wait for the right moment, you control your breathing, and you make that one shot count. It's a philosophy that improves every shooter who embraces it. Standard production in common calibers like .30-06 runs $1,000 to $1,400. Rare calibers such as .257 Roberts or .280 Remington fetch $1,500 to $2,200. Tropical models chambered in dangerous game calibers command $1,800 to $3,000. Limited edition commemorative models reach $2,500 to $4,000 or more. The rifle that proves confidence beats capacity every time. One shot, make it count. Number 6. Browning BAR, Belgian-made. Before accountants moved production to Japan and later Portugal in pursuit of profit margins, Browning crafted the BAR in Herstal, Belgium, the same legendary town where John Moses Browning's genius first took steel form. From 1967 to 1976, Belgian craftsmen built semi-automatic hunting rifles that represented the absolute peak of the platform. This wasn't mass production. This was functional art. Walk into any modern gun store and you'll find semi-automatic rifles. But hold a Belgian-made BAR Safari and you'll understand immediately what's been lost to modern manufacturing economics. The wood-to-metal fit with no gaps issue infantry weapon, but never left specialized roles. Navy SEALs carried them as designated marksman rifles. Ceremonial honor guards still drill with them today. And when Springfield Armory Inc. began civilian M1A production in 1974, they created something collectors would chase for decades. The M1A is essentially the M14 without the select fire capability. Chambered in powerful 7.62 by 51mm NATO with a substantial 22-inch barrel and weighing a solid 9.3 pounds, it delivers long-range authority and terminal effectiveness that diminutive 5.56mm platforms simply cannot match at extended distances. The gas-operated action, refined through 6 decades of continuous military service and real-world combat feedback, cycles with mechanical certainty that modern tactical rifles still aspire to match. But here's where serious collectors focus their attention. Pre-ban models imported or manufactured before the 1989 to 1994 assault weapon bans, and especially national match or supermatch variants featuring hand-selected match-grade barrels, competition triggers, and precision glass-bedded stocks. These aren't just rifles, they're precision instruments built to exacting competition standards. National match examples delivered sub-MOA accuracy when most semi-autos struggled to print 4-inch groups. The hand-fitted gas system, the match-grade barrel. The competition trigger breaks cleanly at 4 pounds. This was precision in a battle rifle package. Standard M1A with synthetic stock runs $1,400 to $1,800 currently. Traditional walnut stock models fetch $1,800 to $2,400. Pre-ban configuration commands, $2,500 to $3,500. National match grade averages $2,800 to $4,000. Supermatch pre-ban examples with complete documentation reach $4,500 to $6,000 or more. America's last full-power battle rifle, when .308 Winchester authority matters more than magazine capacity. Number 5. Springfield M1A pre-ban or national match. This is America's last full-power battle rifle before the military establishment chased velocity over stopping power. The M14 was adopted in 1959 and replaced by the M16 almost immediately in a controversial decision. It served briefly as standard ballistic ammunition. Japanese-made rifles produced from 1972 to 1995 maintained exceptional quality standards. Modern production is genuinely excellent, but knowledgeable collectors specifically chase those early manufacturer marks featuring hand-selected exhibition walnut and finish work that modern economics simply cannot justify. Weatherby Magnum cartridges don't just perform, they dominate. The 300 Weatherby Magnum outperforms the 300 Winchester Magnum significantly. The .340 Weatherby Magnum rivals the mighty .338 La Pua. These are cartridges that flatten trajectory, extend effective range, and deliver devastating terminal performance. Standard production in common calibers runs $1,500 to $2,200. German-made early examples fetch $3,000 to $5,000. Custom shop rifles with exhibition-grade walnut and master engraving reach $8,000 to $15,000 or more. Rare dangerous game magnums in .378, .416, or .460, Weatherby Magnum command $3,500 to $6,000. American ballistic ambition incarnate, faster, flatter, more powerful. Roy Weatherby's enduring legacy in steel and walnut. Number 4. Weatherby Mark V, Roy. Weatherby didn't just make rifles. He challenged physics and ballistics themselves. In 1958, he introduced the Mark V, a short, incredibly strong action with 9 locking lugs, far more than the usual 2 or 3, built to handle extreme pressures and magnum velocities, from the lightning-fast .240 Weatherby to the brutal .460 Weatherby. Its 54-degree bolt throw allows for fast cycling, and the early German-made models are renowned for their craftsmanship and meticulous hand-finished detail. Browning's BAR, on the other hand, is praised for its practical engineering, a self-regulating gas system that cycles any ammunition, from light loads to heavy magnums, with no adjustments needed. It features an inertia trigger that prevents dangerous double fires, a hand-lapped barrel for impressive accuracy, and a flush detachable magazine that preserves the rifle's elegant, classic lines. In short, raw power and mechanical innovation in one case, flawless reliability and refined engineering in the other. Standard Belgian bar in common calibers like .3006 or .270 runs $1,500 to $2,200. Safari-grade models with premium wood selection and factory engraving fetch $2,500 to $4,000. Rare Magnum chamberings command $2,000 to $3,000. Custom shop or presentation-grade engraved examples reach $5,000 to $8,000 or more. The finest semi-automatic hunting rifle ever manufactured, Belgian craftsmanship meeting American ballistic performance, pure class in every detail. Number 3. Winchester Model 70, Pre-64. From 1936 to 1963, Winchester Repeating Arms manufactured what would forever become known simply as the rifleman's rifle. The Model 70 featured robust controlled round feed action borrowed directly from the legendary Mauser 98 military design, hand-lapped barrels that only improved with age and use, and meticulously hand-fitted parts assembled by skilled craftsmen who genuinely took pride in every single rifle that left the New Haven, Connecticut factory. Then, 1964 happened. Corporate accountants replaced master craftsmen. Cost-cutting measures destroyed generational quality. Push feed replaced proven controlled round feed. Hand-fitting gave way to mass production expedients. Winchester management genuinely thought shooters wouldn't notice the difference. They were catastrophically, historically wrong. Collectors never forgave them, and pre-64 Winchester Model 70 rifles instantly became the gold standard by which all other bolt-action rifles would forever be measured. Available in an enormous range of calibers from the tiny .22 Hornet suitable for varmints to the thunderous .458. Winchester Magnum built for Cape Buffalo and elephant. These rifles took more North American big game than any other bolt-action rifle in recorded hunting history. The most desirable chamberings among collectors? Standard classic American hunting calibers like .270 Winchester and .3006 Springfield, America's cartridges carried by America's rifle across America's hunting grounds. The controlled round feed system with its massive non-rotating claw extractor guaranteed reliable feeding even when the rifle was tilted at extreme angles, critical for dangerous game. The hand-lapped barrel delivered accuracy that often improved during the first 1,000 rounds of proper break-in. And that trigger, when tuned by a skilled gunsmith, broke like an icicle. Standard calibers in good, honest condition run $1,500 to $2,500. Premium chamberings, including .270 Winchester, 30-6 Springfield, and uncommon calibers, fetch $2,000 to $3,500. Safari calibers like .375H and H Magnum or .458 Winchester Magnum Command, $4,000 to $7,000. Super-grade variants or exceptionally rare configurations reach $5,000 to $10,000 or more. The enduring standard by which all other bolt-action rifles are judged. For serious collectors, absolutely non-negotiable. Number 2. Colt AR-15 SP1. Before there were millions of AR-15 rifles cluttering gun safes across America, before every manufacturer produced their own AR variant, before modern sporting rifle entered the vocabulary, there was one. The first, the original, the patriarch of them all. In 1963, remarkably, before the U.S. military even fully adopted the M16 into widespread service, Colt boldly began selling semi-automatic AR-15 rifles directly to American civilians. This rifle literally predates the modern AR phenomenon by decades. This is where it all began. The SP1 tells its evolutionary story through purposeful absence. No forward assist on the A1-style upper receiver because legendary designer Eugene Stoner genuinely didn't think the design needed one. Slab-side lower receiver without protective fencing around the magazine release because magazines released smoothly without protection. Original triangular handguards because they worked perfectly, distinctive straight 20-round magazines. A full 20-inch barrel featuring a 1-to-12 twist rate specifically optimized for 55-grain ammunition that Vietnam would make legendary. Here's what fundamentally separates early SP1 rifles from later military contract M16 production: uncompromising quality. These were premium commercial products built to demanding commercial standards rather than lowest bidder military contracts. Noticeably smoother triggers, measurably tighter manufacturing tolerances, superior overall fit and finish. They weren't built to survive extreme battlefield abuse. They were built to be America's rifle for American shooters. The SP1 represents the evolutionary missing link, the bridge between military development and civilian adoption. The rifle that proved Eugene Stoner's design worked brilliantly outside military contracts. And every year, survivor numbers dwindle as rifles are parted out for modern builds or modified beyond originality. Standard SP1 in good, honest condition runs $2,500 to $3,500. Excellent condition with original finish completely intact fetches $3,500 to $5,000. New in box with all original accessories commands $5,000 to $8,000. Unfired factory original specimens reach $8,000 to $12,000 or more at specialized firearms auctions. The beginning of America's rifle, the evolutionary link between military and civilian, the original, essential for any serious collection. Number 1 isn't just a collector's item. It's not even just a rifle. It's the firearm that won the West, that fed American families through the Great Depression, that hung above every farmhouse fireplace for 70 years. And if your collection doesn't have one, you're not a collector. You're just someone who owns guns. Here it is. Number 1. Winchester Model 94, Pre-64. This is it. The rifle. Not a rifle, the rifle. The firearm is more synonymous with American national identity than any other weapon ever manufactured on this continent. When you say the word Winchester anywhere in the world, this is exactly what people see in their minds. This is the gun that won the American West, that dominated deer camps across the nation for 70 continuous years, and that sold over 7 million copies before Winchester tragically destroyed its own legendary legacy in 1964. Introduced in 1894, the same year as the first experimental automobiles, and produced continuously until 1963, the Model 94 became America's rifle in the truest sense. Chambered primarily in .30-30 Winchester, America's revolutionary first smokeless powder sporting cartridge, it literally turned the dangerous frontier into a productive farmland and put meat on American tables through economic boom and devastating depression alike. But here's what makes pre-1964 examples absolutely irreplaceable historical artifacts: genuine craftsmanship, hand-fitted parts that cycled like silk and mysteriously only improved with continued use. Forged receivers provide strength, not cheap castings. Higher-grade walnut is personally selected by human craftsmen with trained eyes. Quality control that actually meant something before computers. Then, 1964 arrived with its corporate accountants, and Winchester coldly traded heritage for profit margins. The company has never recovered that reputation. Weighing under 7 pounds with a perfectly balanced 20-inch barrel, the Model 94 carried like a beautiful dream. Perfect natural balance. Instinctive pointing characteristics. The lever fell into the hand so naturally that it felt like a body extension. And that action, when the rifle was factory new, was already smooth. After a few thousand rounds of honest use, it transcended mechanics and became pure art. Why it's number 1? The complete story. This rifle isn't merely steel and walnut components assembled. The American soul made tangible. It hung with honor above farmhouse fireplaces. It rode securely in well-worn saddle scabbards. It fed struggling families when literally nothing else could provide. 3 full generations of American hunters learned to shoot with Model 94 rifles passed down through families. The statistics tell an incredible story. This single rifle design took more white-tailed deer than every other rifle design in recorded history combined. Think about that. Every bolt action, every semi-auto, every other lever action combined. And the Model 94 still dominates that statistic. John Wayne carried Winchester Model 94 rifles in films that literally defined American cinema and the Western genre. Working ranchers carried them on authentic cattle drives across the West. Farmers kept them ready by the door for predators threatening livestock. This rifle didn't just witness American life, it actively participated in and shaped the American experience. Historical bridge between eras. The Model 94 serves as a physical bridge connecting distinct American eras. It connects the Wild West frontier to modern suburban America. It links primitive muzzle-loading firearms to modern smokeless powder cartridges. It spans the gap between a dangerous frontier and a developed civilization. This rifle witnessed the complete transformation of American life over 70 years and participated actively in that transformation. Pre-64 examples in excellent original condition are increasingly rare and valuable. Most Model 94 rifles lived genuinely hard-working lives. Most rifles show honest wear from decades of field use. Finding pristine specimens in collector-grade condition gets exponentially harder every single year. Rare calibers beyond standard .30-30 Winchester, even more challenging to locate. Commemorative special editions from the 1960s certainly have collectible value, but true working rifles that saw honest use carry the real, authentic heritage and command premium prices. Well-used pre-64 in common calibers like .30-30 WCF runs $1,200 to $1,800 depending on condition. Excellent condition standard, .30-30. Winchester fetches $2,000 to $3,000. Rare calibers such as .25-35 WCF or 38 to 55. Winchester command $2,500 to $4,500. Pre-1920 early production examples reach $3,000 to $6,000 for their historical significance. Unfired commemorative editions run $4,000 to $8,000. Presentation-grade rifles with master engraving exceed $10,000 to $25,000 or more at specialized auctions. The ultimate truth about collecting. Without a Winchester Model 94 pre-64, you simply don't have a complete firearms collection. You have rifles, you have various firearms, but you don't have the one that fundamentally defines what American gun-making represented before corporate accountants replaced master craftsmen, before plastic replaced honest walnut, before cost-cutting destroyed generational quality. This isn't merely about owning an old lever-action rifle. This is about preserving the rifle that represents the absolute peak of American industrial artistry. This is about holding tangible history that fed families, defended homes, and built this nation. This is about owning the rifle that Winchester built when quality mattered more than quarterly profit reports. The Winchester Model 94 pre-64 isn't just number one on this list. It's the single rifle that makes any collection truly complete. Everything else, no matter how valuable, no matter how rare, is supporting cast to this American legend. This is the gun that won the West. This is an American legend forged in steel and walnut. This is history you can hold. 10 legendary rifles. From the Savage 110 that democratized precision, to the Winchester Model 94 that became America's soul, each one essential. These aren't random picks. These are the rifles that shaped history, demonstrated peak craftsmanship, and proved their worth over decades. A complete collection isn't measured by quantity, it's measured by significance, by owning the rifles that tell the story of American firearms evolution. Which of these do you own? Which are you hunting for? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Hit that like button, subscribe, and tap the bell for more deep dives into firearms that matter. A complete collection is built one legendary rifle at a time. These 10 are your blueprint.